Okay, welcome to the November 2nd Thursday chat. A note to the people who are watching this on 9/18. Last week, I got a number of complaints that the view you saw, instead of just seeing a big picture of whoever was speaking, it was a lot of little pictures like we see in gallery view. We fixed that. So if you're still seeing a lot of little pictures, go to Touchdown and call Nancy Vega, because you should be seeing only a big picture on 9/18. So welcome, everybody. We have a fairly busy schedule. Matt is on, but is calling in from his Model Y, which is kind of pretty exciting. I say he's on. Yeah,
Jerry, I'm here.
You're here. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, I see it's cold. You're parked outside.
Yeah, it's cold.
So we have a number of speakers before we get to Matt. We'll start with Sharon Gavea.
Thank you, Jerry. Over the years, Newbridge has had a connection with the Dedham Food Pantry by donating food items, paper bags, and monetary donations. This has been organized by the Volunteer Outreach Committee. The mission of the food pantry is to end hunger in Dedham. They distribute more than 28,000 bags of food annually to more than 400 households in Dedham. Families with children, people with disabilities, senior citizens, and any Dedham resident who needs help due to loss of employment, reduction in benefits, or just living on a fixed income. Their organization is a non-denominational, non-political, run by volunteers and funded entirely by contributions. Recognizing the abundance that we share here at Newbridge, we, the Volunteer Outreach Committee, ask you to make a financial contribution during the month of November. Please put cash or a check made out to the Dedham Food Pantry in the secure box at the concierge desk. Every dollar we give allows the food pantry to buy $7 worth of food. As always, thank you for your generosity. Thank you, Jerry.
Thanks, Sharon. Terry Union. Unmute, Terry. I'll do it.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know I was muted. So, and thank you for unmuting me. So I'm hoping on this Zoom, we have a lot of new residents. And if we do, I'd like to say welcome to them because I'm calling to share information that would be helpful to all residents and especially new residents as they're adjusting to life at Newbridge. So today is the beginning of the 5th year of the Newbridge Scholarship Program. The Scholarship Fund is our communal way of helping qualified hourly employees further their education. These hourly employees serve in every campus department. And in 2023, due to the generosity of the residents and the high value that all of us place on education, we were able to award $148,000 in scholarship assistance to 29 hourly employees. This project is a great recruiting tool to ensure that Newbridge residents have the security of safety, food service, and all other assistance provided for residents. When you pick up your mail tomorrow, you will find a letter with a blue envelope that is from the Scholarship Committee. Please read the letter, place the sealed envelope with your contribution in the box provided at the concierge desk across from the mail slots in the villas and in the cottages. And we thank you so much for your support.
Thank you. Peter Shapiro.
Have you got me on? I'm on sound, but not video. Not that anyone wants to see me.
we're looking at you as well as hearing you. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm presenting this. I had the discussion with Anna Marcus, the chair of the NMA Council, and she's asked me to make this presentation this afternoon. So let me go. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You've covered yourself with something
Okay.
that
Betty
says
said I'm-
Hadassah.
Okay. Based upon the fact that we have not had a robust response to seek elections to the NMA, there was concern that we might have not sufficiently communicated what is our mission, what are the obligations of its members, and the time involved. We took a page from the Dining and Finance Committees who provided that information as to their mission, the work of the members to the community, and they received many more people interested in their committees than there were spaces available for them. The NMA Council will be meeting Monday to decide how much longer the time will be to submit one's application for candidacy and when to have the election. Let me state the following: the NMA's role and the role of its members. Our mission statement indicates that the NMA is an association of the residents in independent living at NBOC. Let me note that all residents are automatically members. The purpose of NMA is to enhance the community both by facilitating communication. Note, at floor meetings we do this, and by representing residents' interests through a close collaboration with the management. And we do this at our council meetings. The council responsibility is to represent all residents and to provide an effective conduit to communicate concerns with and provide advice to management. The work of the committee members is to listen to their constituents and communicate them to management, and then to listen to management, communicating with them, and convey their interests onto the residents. The time involved is to attend a monthly meeting, I should say, which is last between 1 and 2 hours, and conduct a floor meeting once a month, which conducts 1 to 2 hours. We all hope that the ILA members will consider becoming candidates for office in the NMA Council. If you have any questions, feel free to contact any of the current members who are Anna Marcus, Barbara Nadich, Paul Blass, Darren Marlin, Fred Wolf, Bob Orcan, Paul Hardiman, Jim Feldman, and myself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sandra Macy.
Where is she?
Sandra, unmute. I just saw her a minute ago. Okay, we'll move on and get back to her. Elaine Canonsburg.
Thank you.
Sandy's on. You want to go first, Sandy?
Okay, fine, if I'm on, thanks. Thank you,
Go
Jerry.
ahead.
Thank you, Elaine. This is a very brief message from the Outreach Committee, and we are asking you to please start thinking about your hats, gloves, mittens, hand and foot warmers that we will be collecting shortly. And on my next announcement, I will have exact details as to where to leave them. But please keep it in mind, and we'll be in touch again next week with some details as to where to deposit them. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Sandy. Elaine.
Yes, I'm also with a request from the Outreach Committee. 3 times a year, we provide potato latke mix to the women's shelter, the only Jewish food pantry in Boston. And this year, the deadline to provide the latke mix is the 15th of November. It will be delivered on the 16th. So please, when you do your grocery shopping, pick up an extra couple of boxes of potato latke mix. Make sure it's latke mix and not matzo ball mix, because they don't need that. And put it in the box, the toy box, collection box in Nosh. Thank you very much.
Thank you. David Salkova.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry. The Newbridge chorus has gotten off to a good start. We've had 3 or 4 meetings already. We meet Mondays at 10 o'clock. Andy Campbell, the director, seems to be a terrific guy. And he's starting next week, this coming Monday at 10 o'clock in 10 a.m. in Great Meadow Hall. The first of what will hopefully be regular, once a month, first Monday of the month, monthly sing-along sessions. My guess is he'll probably have us singing Broadway musicals and other sorts of pretty well-known popular stuff. He's a terrific guy. All of us who've been in the chorus thus far have enjoyed it very much, and we'd love to have more people join us, especially for the sing-alongs, and also hopefully have some of the folks who come along for the sing-alongs join us in later Mondays in the month for the regular rehearsals. So hope to see you then this Monday at 10 a.m. in Great Meadow Hall. Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you. Benita Ross.
Hi, Jerry. Hi, everybody. I got a very interesting phone call about a half hour ago. Our next door neighbors, the Ruffners, David called to say that Ellen would not be coming home today from her gig up in Lewiston, Maine, where she works with the Red Cross to provide support. She's a certified social worker, and she's providing support for the people up in Lewiston. The reason she's not coming back today is because she's been invited to come and meet President Biden tomorrow. So that will probably be televised. And David asked if I would notify the community if, in fact, they're going to cover that. I will put out a note on the Google group. But she's done this on many occasions. She has been a lead in helping out at Katrina. She was on deck to go to Maui at one point. This is the kind of work that she does as a volunteer with the Red Cross. So she will have lots of interesting tales to tell. And I'm thrilled for her and for our community to have someone like that as part of our community. So that's it. Thank you, Jerry.
Terrific. Rabbi Judy Ehrlich.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I have a couple of announcements to make. On Monday, we're going to have a special brief memorial program called It's Been a Month to commemorate the 30 days since the massacre that happened in southern Israel on October 7th. There'll be music, there'll be poetry, not music, there'll be poetry, some song, and hopefully some inspiration, as well as, of course, a great deal of sadness. That will be on Monday at 1 o'clock in the synagogue, a brief program. And then on Wednesday, we have a special program that was arranged through the Interfaith Planning Committee that was, and specifically Bob Orkand arranged for a program on Tuesday night at 7:30, not Tuesday night, Wednesday night, November 8th at 7:30, Rabbi Jonah Pesner, who is the director of Religious Action, of the Religious Action Center, he is going to be giving a talk on the interfaith community and how one can hear sacred texts in service of an inclusive, equitable democracy. So I think it'll be a really excellent program, and I wanted to draw your attention to it. A flyer is coming out today about that. And one more announcement, the flyer is already out. We have heard from some residents that they would like a forum for a small group for just sharing their distress about the situation in Israel. This is not a current events group. It's an opportunity for emotional support. If anyone wishes to get that, please call me. And the group will have involved Tara Fleming Caruso and also Laurie Feldman. So if you are interested, please call me so that we'll know that we are in fact having a group and how many will be there. those are my announcements for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rabbi. And Lori Feldman, did the rabbi make your announcement or you have a different announcement?
Not today. I actually have two announcements today for real. Thank you, Jerry. The first announcement on behalf of the Hospitality Committee and Community Life. It is my pleasure to announce this month's Saturday Social, where we will be playing a crowd favorite, the game of bingo. So the fun starts this Saturday, 2 p.m. in Great Meadow Hall. Along with bingo, there will be delicious refreshments and some really great prizes that you won't want to miss. Hope to see you there. And my second announcement is regarding a feedback session that Rabbi Judy and I are holding for regarding the LGBTQ transgender and non-binary topics. So we had a really great show of interest by the large attendance at Dr. Nick Teich's talk this past Monday, talking about transgender and non-binary topics. And we want to know, what else would you like to know? Are you interested in a support group as a parent or grandparent? Someone in your family you'd like to get support and share information with each other? Are you interested in a course, perhaps in the spring, delving deeper into these topics? So please come if you're interested in learning more next Tuesday, November 7th, at 2:00 in the Beal Family Interfaith Chapel. So we'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you're not able to make it, please reach out to either myself or Rabbi Judy with your thoughts and feedback. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So the next speaker, most of you may not know, I don't know why I would say most, is Hannah Godin, who is the Director of Case Management at HSL Private Care Group. Go ahead, Hannah.
Thank you so much for the introduction. So yes, I'm Hannah. I work for a company called Houseworks that we have a partnership through Hebrew Senior Life. And I wanted to invite all of you to an event that we're hosting next Thursday. It's going to be at the synagogue from 1:30 to 2:30. It's going to include an information session. So if you're interested in private care, if you already received private care, or you have any questions or concerns for me, or if you just want to say hello, we're going to be providing some refreshments and I'll be answering some questions and doing a light information session. I want this to be an excuse just to get the community together anyways. So please stop by, enjoy some refreshments, and hope to see you guys then. I know another notice will be going out in Matt's letter to provide some more details about it tomorrow. So hope to see you guys. And thanks for inviting me to this chat.
Thank you. So we're getting close to the end of our list of announcement and presentation. So Mary Jane Milner has a PowerPoint presentation, which she wants to show to all of us. Go ahead, Mary Jane.
Well, good afternoon. And Faye Busking is going to help me here by pulling up the PowerPoint, and then I have a narration that goes with it. We ready, Faye?
I'll unmute you.
Oh, perfect.
You're all set.
Okay, you can, Faye, you can get it to run just slideshow.
Pardon?
You can get it to run just slideshow, or this is fine with.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Go to
I should have done
slideshow.
this ahead of time.
No, just go to slideshow. It's right
Wait a
there.
minute, wait, view, let me see, slideshow. Yes,
There.
sorry.
Perfect, perfect. Thank you. Team effort here. Good afternoon. Environmental stewardship here at Newbridge. Caring for our home in ways that are ecologically sound, that are healthy for our planet. Next.
Ah, it didn't go down.
Click the arrow in the
Well,
bottom
the arrow
corner.
is not making it go down. That's the problem. I'm wondering if there's another way of doing
Uh,
that.
in the bottom left-hand corner, there'll be like black arrows. Do you see it? A little lower, a little lower. You see it? Click that one. There you go.
Okay.
Perfect. Having extended, oh, wait, excuse me, I'm sorry. Our Environmental Sustainability Committee wants to make certain that our newest residents, along with our old timers, know all the ways we at Newbridge can make good green choices when it comes to taking care of our waste. Next. Trash goes in the trash barrel. The Recycle Smart poster tells us what we can put in the recycling bin. Next. A very simplified sign, which will be replacing the now dated and confusing JRM poster. I want to go over this because there are a few changes from what we've been doing in the past. Of course, for everything, you need to empty out the cans, the bottles, to make sure they're clean. For the bottles, Gretchen Carey, who spoke with us last year, wonderful presentation, asked us or reminded us to keep the caps on the bottles, otherwise they slip through and damage the machine. For glass, again, don't put in broken glass, workers get hurt. One of the most interesting and important things, the bagging recyclables. A number of people put all their recyclables in a bag, but when the bag goes on the conveyor belt, it doesn't read the recyclables inside, so the whole thing gets thrown into the trash. So just put them in loose. No plastic bags, we collect those here, as we also collect clothing and linen. And the tanglers we're going to be collecting with our electronic campaign that starts tomorrow. So this simplifies what we need to do when we're recycling, and in fact, enable us to recycle smart. Okay, next. Carol Klingon helped to initiate this program of providing a location for the deposit of soft plastic bags here at Newbridge. And Jim Feldman holds the record with many more than 500 trips transporting the filled 50-gallon bags to Whole Foods Market. Collection bins are located next to the mail rooms. Next. Having extended the program to the South Villa, now staffed by Bonnie Rosenberg, we soon will be offering collection in the North Villa. The drop-off locations are just outside the entrance to the garage elevators. Next. Why is separating out these soft plastic bags so important? When the bags go through the recycling machines, they get caught in the grabbers, clogging the machines. These very large bags of soft plastic collected at Newbridge and transported to Whole Foods Market are then sent on to the company that uses them as an ingredient for track decking. Next. Our brown paper bags used for delivering meals to us help out the Dedham Food Pantry's distribution program, thanks to the Helene Kennisburg delivery service.
Yeah, that was an idea. It's one.
Next. Last year, Massachusetts mandated that textiles were no longer allowed in the trash. After much research, Newbridge discovered that the Red Cross was willing to set up a station for us to deposit not only textiles, but virtually anything. The Red Cross takes our donations to their warehouse for repurposing. Lloyd Tarlin oversees the easily accessible Red Cross barrel in the mailroom collection center. Next. And when the barrel becomes full, Lloyd then transports its contents.
Oops, sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry.
There we go. Okay. To the metal Red Cross bin placed bin in the upper parking lot. This collection site is handy for those of you with cars and big bulky loads. Next. Our resident composting program is growing as our understanding deepens of the heavy environmental costs of sending organic waste, garbage, to a landfill. Not only is the often long transport environmentally expensive, the site itself, filled with chemicals along with garbage, often becomes a toxic dump site. Next. Zero, a company operating out of Dorchester, picks up Newbridge garbage from our kitchens and resident contributions and transports it to a site where it is farmed. With the help of sun and rain and regular turning, it is turned into compost, food for our gardens. The garage offers a collection site for the community building and villa composters. The Zero bin is located in the area close to the elevator near the fitness center. Here's Faye Busgang and fellow residents with their composting buckets recording the week's collection. Next. Cottagers have easy access to the Zero bin just outside the clubhouse. We will be offering a composting workshop for any who wish to be contributors. Please email Dort Senior or me if you're interested in learning more. Our addresses are in Touchtown. Next. Black plastic trays cannot be efficiently recycled as the machines are unable to read their code. They therefore should not go in the recycling bins. Sid Josephi collects clear and black containers, which she passes on to Facebook users who repurpose them. Next. Stage 1 of our electronics collection begins tomorrow, at which point large red collection bins will be placed in the areas of the mailroom for smaller electronic items you want to get rid of. Next. On Tuesday, November 7th, collection moves to the front entrance of the community center for your electrical equipment no longer useful to you and not to be disposed of in the trash. Next. Fernando and crew are there to help lift items from your car. Contact Fernando in advance if you want heavy or bulky equipment picked up from your apartment or cottage. Next. Win-win. Rid of a piece of machinery no longer useful, which takes up desk or closet space, while Staples uses the parts to make a new piece of equipment. Next. The various ways Newbridge is recycling, repurposing, reusing what might be considered waste requires lots and lots of behind-the-scenes work. Very special kudos to these people, some who have been at their post for more than 5 years. They make all these repurposing systems work. Carol Klingon, plastic bags. Jim Feldman, lots and lots and lots of plastic bags. Bonnie Rosenberg, plastic bags. Helene Kennisberg, paper bags. Lloyd Tarlin, Red Cross collection. Faye Busgang, resin composting. Dort Senior, trash recycling rooms. Sid Josephi, black plastic containers. Fernando Rodriguez, special collections. Next. Together, we are caretakers of Newbridge, caretakers of planet Earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Jane. That was a terrific presentation. And at your suggestion, I'm calling on Fernando Rodriguez to say a few words about the collection that you mentioned that's coming next week.
Great.
Good afternoon, everyone. just one thing, we will be, as Mary Jane was saying, the bins will not be red this year, they will be gray.
Oh,
So
thanks,
keep an eye out.
Fernando.
Keep an eye out for the gray bins. She said they'll be going out tomorrow. And then I will be out in front of the community center on Tuesday. Last year, we got a good amount of stuff that we took to Staples and it worked out well. So I hope that we do just as good this year as well. So I look forward to seeing you folks out there on Tuesday.
Fernando, I would also like to add that if last year, quite a few people called on us for help, either to get their things to the community center or to move things from one part of the community building to another. And Doris Senior, Fernando, and I are glad to help to organize that. So please shoot us an email, give us a call. We want to make sure that we pick up everything that you all would like to pass on to Staples where that can be repurposed. Appreciate it.
You know, I would say one other thing is make sure it's a big item you can't carry yourselves because we're going to be quite busy that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. We're down to the last group before we get to Matt. So Josh Ferraro and Eileen O'Donoghue, my understanding is Eileen's going first.
Jerry, can
Jerry,
we
I think
ask questions
have
about this previous?
What? I guess I missed you. All right, hold on a minute. Eileen, go ahead, Betty.
Okay, is this the time to dispose of batteries?
Oh, with Fernando, do you want to speak to that? You've set up battery collection places, so take it.
Yes, that is correct. If you got batteries you want to get rid of, you can bring them down to the area by Joe. There's a special box there for batteries.
Oh, good.
And there's also one in the cottage clubhouse.
Yeah, there's one in the cottage clubhouse as well.
Yeah, makes it easy.
Okay, thank you. Peter Halford, go ahead. Wait a minute.
Report, not a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a report, not a question. I emailed you this morning. I want to give a brief report on the dining committee. Yesterday, we had our monthly meeting, and we decided that once a month, somebody from the committee would speak to the residents as a whole, not in any way to preempt either what Josh or Eileen might have to say, but to give a resident's perspective. So yesterday at the meeting, we talked first about the new central menu, and a couple of things I thought I would mention on there is one is the tremendous amount of work that the dining staff is putting in order to make this transition for the second quarterly menu. And in that regard, both the cooking staff and the servers are each putting in extra hours in order to learn the recipes and learn what's on the menu so they can easily convey it to us. So please, when they come on Monday, when we start on Monday, it's going to be a new menu. They're just about learning the old menu. So there'll be a new menu. Please be patient with them. Please treat them with respect. And while I'm talking about respect, we did have a long conversation yesterday on respect, recognizing that there are some residents among us that are very disrespectful to our staff. And we ask that everybody please be respectful, not only to the dining staff, but to all the staff throughout the whole building.
Okay, thank you. Elaine Oppenheimer.
Okay.
What?
I want to know if we can recycle
Sorry.
cartridges.
What about Maya?
I didn't finish.
Keep your hand up then.
Wait a minute. Elaine, you go ahead. Faye, see if you can find some mute that.
I'm trying to ask a question. Am I on or somebody else?
No, you're all set. Go ahead.
All right, so I want to know if we can send down Tuesday the used cartridges for our printers.
Yes,
Yes.
by all means. And
And-
I will be posting in the mail rooms some flyers from Staples that lists maybe 15, 20
Yeah.
different smaller items that you can certainly put into those gray bins that are
Thank you.
smaller.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No, they will not take TVs. They will take monitors for computers and stuff of that nature, but they will not take TVs.
Okay, Fred Wolf, was it Fred or Peggy?
Shoot, there. Hi, it's Peggy. Very quickly, and this piggybacks on the kind of thing Mary Jane was speaking about. You will be seeing notices for a special program Monday evening at 7:30. It will be held in the synagogue. It follows birthday night, so please, if it's your birthday month, happy birthday, and then stick around to hear an exciting program about a new organization called Adamah, which is really working on empowering people to feel a connection between people and planet. It is a play on Adamah and Adam. It builds community. And for example, Newbridge has just joined through Adamah a national climate coalition. We have an opportunity to hear from Yakir in Manila, who is the executive director, happens to be a friend of Fred and mine, and we hope you'll come 7:30 Monday evening and have a chance to hear him. Thank you.
Thank you, Sid Josephi.
Asked this last time. Can we put down kitchen things like countertop ovens for the recycling of electronics?
I believe so.
Okay.
Fernando's shaking his head yes. Peter, you have another item.
Off, Jerry, and I'm not quite finished. I did want to ask Meyer Fine to follow up a little bit on what we've been doing about Nosh, because that was a question last week. Meyer?
Yes, so the dining committee has established a subcommittee to work on the Nosh issues. The committee consists of myself, Bob Orkin, Benita Ross, and Janet Scheel. Our goals are to identify what can be improved in the short term within existing constraints, menu items and service issues, and also to identify what we would like to see in the future, menu items and suggested facilities upgrades to address those future items. We will be developing, we will be meeting with small groups of residents to identify what's good, what's missing, and what is not good. And then we will be presenting the consolidated findings to the dining committee, and we will be then presenting that to the full dining committee as a whole.
Okay, Mitch Freeman.
Let me get off here. Okay. Fernando, does Newbridge regularly recycle their used cartridges here that they use in-house?
I believe so. I'd have to double check, but yeah, we send the cartridges back to the company that actually sends them to us for the printers.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I think we've exhausted the questions, so we will move on to Eileen.
Let me try to set up.
Hi, everybody. Hope all is well. So I just have a few announcements before I pass you on to Josh. First of all, we are trying out a pasta night in Nosh next Wednesday, November 8th. So we hope to see you there. It'll be like an action station. Reservations are welcome, but if you want to still come on in, please do. That's next Wednesday, November 8th. Then on Sunday, November 12th, we have our Central Brunch, and the menus will be out this week. So it's Central Brunch from 11 a.m. to 2, and that's up in Central, November 12th. Then, as part of the wind down, we are going wine downing all over the world, and we're starting off in Paris. So that is on November 13th, and it's going to be held in the synagogue. So we hope to see you there for an hour in Paris. And then after that, we also have, obviously, next Monday, the new rollout. So just to let you know that lunch will be closed on that day in preparation for the new menu. That's all I have. I'm just going to pass you on to Josh.
Go ahead, Josh.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eileen. And I appreciate, on top of all the operational stuff, all the extracurricular activities you and the team have put together. And I know you've been collaborating also with the community life team and the resident hospitality committee to make these things fun and exciting on top of everything else. So thank you. That's great news. I just want to share a little bit of not so great news. A message did go out through Constant Contact today. I'm going to speak on it briefly now, and the memo will also be included in the dining communications tomorrow, that when the new menu rolls out on Monday, the online ordering for Centro Dinners to Go will be temporarily unavailable. The system that we put together has had its troubles. I've spoken to a number of residents who have experienced frustrations and inaccuracies with the online ordering system. It is specific to Centro because of the new menu dynamic with all of the options and the choices and, creating things. It's at the end of life for any additional updates. It also causes a lot on the staff end of trying to get this information from the Excel spreadsheet and then turn it into an order. So that said, we do have a number of contingency plans, some of them being short-term. We are looking internally on a couple of things, and I'll have more announcements as we move along. And also in working with our Third Plus consultant partners for a temporary fix that might be available through the dining website. I'll have more to update, and hoping that we'll have at least a patch within the next couple of weeks. The longer term goal is to procure and implement POS, basically a point of sale software system that supports direct ordering from the resident via the website or QR code directly to the kitchen printers. And when that is, and again, that's a longer term project, it involves procuring and implementing hardware and software, but that will be the long term and hopefully final fix to make online ordering effective, efficient, and accurate. So I do ask and appreciate in advance your cooperations and patience. And as soon as we have a short-term fix in the next couple of weeks, we will communicate what that is and how to access that. Thank you, Jerry, and thank you, Eileen.
Okay, we have a question from Carol Klingon. Go ahead.
Yeah, Josh, it is already extremely difficult to get an answer at 9100.
Mm-hmm.
You have to call 5-6 times often. I hope that if you're going to implement removing the alternative, that you will do something about bolstering the staff there, or they'll just collapse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Carol, thank you so much. And we are aware of that. I did check with the team, and they have done some things on their end to ensure we have all hands on deck for that. But it's not just the staffing, it's also the amount of lines. So they are also looking at options and working with IT. I don't want to get in front of it because I want to wait until it's implemented. But Carol, you bring up the same concerns that we share, and we certainly will address them as quickly as possible. Again, a short term may be more of a Band-Aid patch until the long-term plan is in place. And Carol, yourself or anyone, we get about anywhere from 10 to 15 online orders a day. So for those of you that it does affect, please, if you have any issues, please give me a call and I will address them with the team. If you can't get a hold of me, reach out to Eileen or a member of the management team, and we'll work through this together. Thank you, Carol.
Thanks. Terry and then Sid Josephi.
So, hey, Josh, I have a question that may not be related to what you were just discussing, but it has to do with making reservations at Centro. That you go online to make a reservation and there are no reservations available for the next 2 weeks or something. So I don't understand, how many reservations can someone make? Can they make like 9 reservations in a row and have them all in place? Why is it that you can't make a reservation?
Well, Terry, I don't have an easy answer for that. It's based on the amount of time slots that are available. And obviously, we have a very short window where all the residents want to dine at the same time. As you know, you can only make reservations up to 1 week in advance. And online, we have to make it so that it's not all online. In other words, if all the reservations would be absorbed online, that would be a disadvantage to those who don't use online and only call. So what the team has tried their best to do is to split the available reservations and limit how many can be made online. My recommendation is that, if you see that it's full online, give the host stand a call. There are some times where you can't see them online, but they might be available for them to put in. But there are times where the actual reservations are full because in order to effectively serve our community, we can only allow so many seats per time slot. And as you may know, that 5:45 to 6:30 is the absolute, sweet spot for the dining preferences. And so some of it we can try to control. And as we expand dining options, as we build Nosh, we are seeing additional diners in Nosh, and we've been getting some really good feedback overall about the food there. As you know, reservations are recommended, but not required. We also have the Copper Beach room to help offset. But we are looking and planning and working with the dining committee and our culinary partners to expand more options to try to offset the load on the central dining room, Terry. So I don't have a fix or an easy answer. That's more of a kind of what we struggle with. And I know it doesn't help, but I would recommend calling if you have those challenges with the online reservations.
Hey, listen, Matt has been sitting in his car for over an hour.
Oh, my goodness.
Be the last two questions. Sid Josephi and Peter dropped out. Good. So Sid, go ahead.
Josh, in Nosh at the salad bar, there are items there that are not clear what they are. If they're vegan, if they're meat, if they're chicken. I know that last week there was a sheet of paper on the top listing some things, but I don't think that worked very well. Do you have like plastic, like they use for plants, labels that you can write on and stick it in each little tin? That would be questionable.
Yeah, in the essence of time, Sid, thank you. That's a great suggestion. Eileen is on this call and she's hearing you. So we will come up with a system to better identify vegan and any of the allergens or that type of stuff that we normally do on the regular menu, Sid. We will find a platform for that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I know one question leads to another, but I want to move on to Matt. It's not fair to keep him. I'm grateful he's calling in. Go ahead.
All right. Hello, everybody. State the obvious. I'm in the car. It's definitely a bit of an awkward view. Jessica and I and Rhonda were at a conference today, and I tried to log in on their Wi-Fi, but apparently our HSL firewall wouldn't let me do it. So you got the spaceship shot. So we're going to the moon right now. And so thanks for dealing with this unconventional view. It's very interesting. First of all, I just want to say thank you to Victor and Jessica and the community. They did the drug take back last weekend, and they captured 103 pounds of medication. That's absolutely an astounding number. So Jess, who's sitting to my right here, thank you very much. And Victor, who's out there as well. I hope everyone enjoys the new Centro menu, again, coming out Monday night. As a reminder, I don't know if Chef said this, but there's not going to be any lunch on Monday. Normally there would be, so we can get the final touches in place. And then lastly, and I'm intentionally very brief today because this meeting has gone quite long. I think the community knows at this point that all the doors are locked when it comes to the community center and as well as assisted living. The reason I did this was because it was the simplest thing we could do with the highest level of impact. Other than what's happening in the world, there is no immediate threat towards Newbridge whatsoever. But as the executive director, this action really allowed us to control a controllable and I felt like it was more than time to do so. So I hope you all understand the why behind it. It certainly makes me feel more secure, and I hope it makes you all feel more secure. It was an action I took and said I'll ask for forgiveness later. And so just a little communication to you all. That'll also be in my letter tomorrow. In terms of how long it'll remain locked, that'll be depending on the threat profile. It'll all depend on what's happening in the world and the environment around us. But right now, for employees and for residents, we all have badges. Those badges will open the door. If it's a visitor or a family member, there's a keypad right there that goes directly to the desk. All they have to do is hit one big button, and the front desk can see that person's face right there, live time, just like you and I are talking to each other right now. And they can say, may I help you? What's your purpose for being here? Who are you? Log them in from that way and then open the door. If the front desk is not attended at that time, it'll have the normal sign on the front desk that says the receptionist is away, and that'll automatically route to the security dispatch center. They will be able to ask the same questions and do the same screening from that box that's right there. So with that, short and sweet, from the car in Worcester, Massachusetts, I will take any questions you have.
Yeah, any questions? Oh, it looks like.
Me.
Who's me? Raise.
Barbara.
Barbara,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Negative.
You're using a
Matt.
thumbs up and it doesn't get you the top billing.
Okay. I thought I put my arrow up. Matt, drive safely, first of all, but more important than that, I noticed that many, or I shouldn't say many, there are various residents that give their aides their badges, and that allows them to come in by just swiping their badge. And I'm not sure there's anything you can do about it other than to suggest strongly that badges be kept to the person who owns them.
Thank you, Barbara. You're right on two fronts. So let me say this to anyone who was on the call that has a private aide and you have historically given them your badge to allow them access, I respectfully please ask you to stop. That way we can maintain a safe and secure community. It means more than ever right now. It would be greatly appreciated. And we promise we will make it as painless as possible for your private aide when they're entering the building. Thank you, Barbara.
Thanks. Okay, Sid Josephi and then Serena.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, Serena Kafka.
That you want to give?
Yeah, you're all set. Go ahead.
Hi, Serena.
Hi. Is there any COVID report that you would like to give?
I purposely didn't give one because there's generally good news. We had 3 cases, as you know, last week. We are down to 1 singular case. We anticipate that individual coming off the list probably by tomorrow. I'm actually still surprised that this individual is still testing positive. So hopefully very soon.
Okay, Frank Baxner.
Leaf blowers. This morning, about 8:30 in the morning, Jane was trying to make a doctor's appointment. The leaf blower outside our apartment was so loud she couldn't hear on the telephone. I couldn't hear her when she was talking to me. I know that many of the cities and towns around have been working to eliminate gas-powered leaf blowers and replace them with electric, both to reduce noise pollution and pollution from the gas-powered engines. Is there anything we can do to get our landscapers to switch to electric leaf blowers? The noise is really, really bad.
Thank you, Frank. So we've looked into this numerous times. This was an HSL initiative, and it still is in the future. What we've learned is the battery-powered leaf blowers do not last long enough, particularly on a campus of this size. So they would need a significant gang of chargers ready to go at any given time. So it's not really functional for the landscaping team right now. The good news is the technology seems to be progressing in terms of batteries quite quickly. Hopefully the stuff they've learned in vehicles will transition to that. But right now it's not viable for our landscapers And also it means that they would have to go out and purchase all new equipment, which would then pass on the cost to us in the end as well. So it's going to be a process through attrition as the technology is there. I get just as aggravated as you do, Frank. I'm on calls all the time and I can't even hear myself think.
So any other questions? We've had a long meeting with, and you've all been very patient and attentive. So thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you next Thursday.
Thank you, Jerry.
It would be helpful to me. I had a long list today of people, and if you would make your request just the day before and try to get them in at the latest by noon to speak. It's just easier to organize than to keep a running list and in the end miss a couple of people or make them feel like I didn't pay attention to them. But even so, if you have an important announcement, we're not going to hold to a firm ruling, but it would be helpful if you did it that way. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jerry.